Yo, Still Mills, what's the deal, man? Yo, I'm a little under the weather, man. It's like I got a little cold. One of the residents at my job got me sick. It ain't nothing severe, nothing like that. It's just, I feel the congestion or whatever coming on, and I feel my voice waning slightly. So yeah, I'm kind of pissed about that, man. I'm pissed about that. But peep game, man, we got to get into this shit, man. And that's this up and coming weekend's fight with Richardson Hitchens versus Gustavo Lemos. So peep game, man. I don't know what, bro. It's certain Latin American countries that you hear, and you inadvertently equate it with a certain level of grit. You hear Mexico, you hear Panama, you hear El Salvador, Guatemala, uh, 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 Puerto Rico, uh, Republico Dominicano. You hear all of these these Latin American countries, and you automatically equate that to a certain level of grit and griminess. Like, yo, man, I ain't trying to slide through there, bro. And then you hear certain countries. Now, granted, these certain countries that you may hear is not to say that they don't get busy in those countries. I'm not saying that at all. Colombia was another one. Brazil, it's there's certain countries that you hear that you ain't necessarily like you don't feel as like as apprehensive and hesitant of going there. Countries like Uruguay uh, uh um mainly Argentina. Argentina just, and I think it's also in the ring. Like when you hear Omaha, Nebraska, a nigga wouldn't think wouldn't have to watch their back coming up here. Nebraska, what the fuck is a Nebraska? Oh, and I got my visor in the way because the sun is beaming. But when you hear Omaha, Nebraska, you like, yo, what the fuck is Omaha, Nebraska, bro? Like, I ain't worried. Nah, bro, I'm not worried about no Omaha, Nebraska until they come up here and they find themselves in a situation wearing the wrong hat, the wrong color, your hat to the wrong way. It's up, my nigga. What the fuck is you talking about? Many out of town niggas have been a victim of a circumstance up here. You know what I'm saying? And it's the same thing with a place like Uruguay, Paraguay, and Argentina. It just be like that. And with the Argentines, one of my favorite fighters comes from Argentina. Maravilla Martinez. That is one of my favorite fighters. That was a bad motherfucker right there. But also look at the lengthy list of fighters that they've played. Maidana, Monzon, and you still got Brian Castano. I think he's an Argentine. And of course Gustavo Lima. I'm watching this dude, and I don't know, man. It's just a certain level of aggression that is just innately installed into these dudes. It's scary, honestly. It's scary. So Richardson Hitchens is gonna have his work cut out for him just on that aspect alone, just the aggression. This dude looks like this dude looks scary. I've never seen him fight before. It's I was on Ring IQ's panel last night, man. Shout out to Ring, Jules in the panel. But he was like, yo, go watch this dude's fights, man. Like, yo, man, Richardson could lose this fight. This dude is aggressive, bro. It's like bull shark aggression, man. Like it's something, his level of aggression is wild. Now, y'all know I come right on out and say it. I don't beat around the bush. I ain't got, I'm not no dude who can dress shit up and give you the punchline at the end of the video. That's not my get down. I think Richardson Hitchens is gonna come out, on top in this fight. But I do think that he's going to find, moments where he's in a bit of a dogfight, and it's going to be up to him to, because he's not a big puncher. He's not a big puncher. But in his last fight with Jose Zepeda, it was kind of a snooze fest. But the thing is with that, what you saw was a high class and quality operator in that square. You saw somebody who can maintain distance. You saw somebody who can maintain, who can get to the sides, force you to reset, cut the angles and spin around you and spin you and all that shit. And, just really just precise shot selection and just get the get the shot that he's throwing out there right on the money where it needs to be to completely halt your your forward progression. That is what it is that you got out of Richardson Hitchens in that last fight. Not so much in the Bowser fight. He was bombing in the Bowser fight, and Bowser he just could not go. He would not go down. And he's like, I can't get. He's not going, dog. It's only so many times I can hit this nigga. He's not going. So he just kind of put a beating on that dude. But in this fight, in that fight with Jose Zepeda, because Jose Zepeda's a little bit more past it, he he did what it is that he needed to do, man. And he kept him at bay because Jose Zepeda still is a dangerous puncher. Still a very dangerous puncher. So I'm not getting in no dog fight with this dude. You ain't finna Josue Vargas me. Hold that jab. You catch the jab, hold it too. I'm gonna step back off of it. That's the Richard Hitchens that you get. But with this guy and just his bull shark type of aggression and testosterone, I feel like he's gonna have to dig a little bit deep. He's gonna have to dig a little bit deep. He's gonna have to plant his feet and not necessarily put something on him that he can respect, but put a shot on him. Just put shots together that he can't see. Just be a little bit, because even when I'm watching this dude, and he has a bit of a catch and shoot counter game. He has a bit of a catch and shoot counter game, man. I was really impressed by that. It's not like, it ain't like Teofimo like a Tyson like or nothing like that. But it's there, and you have to have that. You have to have that. Canelo is another one with a really impeccable catch and shoot counter game. You have to have that in your repertoire because just when you're fighting that type of fighter, your whole entire intent is to impose your will on them, man. So when people get nervous, they just fight. You know what I'm saying? When they back is against the wall and they ain't got no other choice but to fight, is fight or flight. They're just gonna start swinging. And the best way to hit somebody is to catch them in between the shots. Catch the shot on the glove and launch a shot right back off of the same launch a shot right back off the same hand that you caught the shot on. I was watching him doing that, and his back was on the ropes while he was doing it. Now, can he do that? Can he do that with Richardson Hitchens? I'm not so sure. We'll see on tomorrow. But my thing is this: he has the right base style for somebody like a Richardson Hitchens, because it's really going to take somebody with pressure. I don't want to see Richardson Hitchens in there with somebody who has a high boxing IQ in the sense of fleet-footedness, and they're counter punchers and they're looking to maintain distance between him and Jack Catterall, or even him and Devin Haney. I wouldn't want to see him in there with somebody like that until he knew how to lead the dance. He was that confident in himself to where he can go and he can lead the dance. He can initiate the exchanges. He don't got no problem with stepping to you. You just, all right, cool. You're not gonna take a step forward. I'm gonna take the step forward. You're not gonna swing. I'm gonna swing. You're gonna fight at my pace. Until he fights somebody of that magnitude, I don't want to see him in the ring with somebody who has the same type of style as him. With Gustavo Limon, he has the style, but it takes a certain level, it takes a certain grade of pressure fighter to be able to deal with somebody like a Richardson Hitchens. You know what I'm saying? You look at, I'm just now getting new to the smaller weight divisions, man. But there's just one dude who really caught my eye. I'm like, that's a bad motherfucker right there, and that's Kazuto Ioka. That's Kazuto Ioka, man. He's really well, he's real composed in the pocket, real calculated pressure fighter. At least that's what I saw him in the Franco fight. Real calculated pressure fighter, can stand there in the pocket, can get up under the shots, can get to the side of you, hit you in the blind spots. Real tight guard. The guard isn't so tight on his face that he can't see the hooks coming, to sell around the guard. Nah, he has a real tight guard, but it's not to the point where it impairs his vision, like what Tim Bradley says with Oscar Valdez. You dig what I'm saying? He's gonna have to fight somebody on that level to where they have good feet. I think when you want, look at Lomachenko. Lomachenko doesn't have to go on the hunt, or you don't have to go on the hunt with Lomachenko. You don't have to go on the hunt to find Lomachenko. He's a pressure fighter as well. He's going to look to close the distance on you, but it's how he closes the distance and what he does when he closes the distance. He's composed in the pocket. He's right, his head is off the line enough to where he can get out of the way of the shots. His computer is just insane when he's downloading the information. He, he's lost the big fights that we wanted him to win, but those fights were competitive. And even with the Devin Haney fight, folks feel, and I'm one of them, folks feel that he won that fight. But it is what it is. But he's that's a grade A pressure fighter right there. That's a grade A pressure fighter. Really, real savvy and slick in the pocket, get to the sides of the shots, hit you in the blind spots, is real calculated pressure. He can go on the hunt. And when he goes on the hunt, he's cutting those angles and he's spinning you and it's confusing you. And it's mentally fatiguing you. And it's physically fatiguing you as well. It's gonna take somebody of that ilk to be able to deal with someone like a Richardson Hitchens to really make him work. I don't think Lemon is that guy in the sense of, God damn, yo, man, this is traffic. I don't think Lemon is that guy to really, bring that out of Richardson Hitchens. I don't think, but he could be. He could be. Richardson Hitchens has been in there with some good, him being in there with Jose, with Chon. I thought that was a real good win for him. I thought, Bowser was a good win for him. Bowser was, I remember he was on the Top Rank side and he was being promoted by Top Rank. You dig? Hey, more power to you. I'm not mad at that. But it's going to take a fighter, it's going to take a fighter with a boxer puncher. It's going to take a boxer puncher. You dig? Like, I can get out here, I can tap dance as well. But if you're not looking to lead the dance, I'm going to lead the dance. And this shit I'm going to put on you is going to be something ferocious. Or maybe not even a boxer, not even so much a boxer, but just a grade A pressure fighter or a high level pressure fighter. Or Marcos Maidana. Marcos Maidana, just from a skill set standpoint, just he wasn't that, that guy from a skill set standpoint, man. But his pressure busts pipes, man. And when you got somebody who has a really granite chin and a level of relentlessness to him, and is skilled enough. William Zepeda, perfect example. Somebody like that is a perfect example as to who is going to be able to bring a certain level of animal out of a Richardson Hitchens. Good gas tank, good output, good feet to close the distance. Good. What the fuck? The fuck is this? Oh, okay, cool. I didn't know what was going on up here, but someone like that, good, good feet, good, good, a good punch output, the ability to, cut the ring off and also defend himself on the entry. When he goes to events, I'm still savvy enough I'm still cognitive that I have to defend myself coming in because I don't want to eat no unnecessary shots unless I'm catching them on the gloves and my chin is granted to where I'll take one to give one. You dig? I can catch the counter and shoot. I can catch the shot and counter it back. He's going to need to be in the ring with someone of that ilk to really bring that dog out of him. And I can't really think of anybody at 140 pounds that's that guy. I can't really think of somebody that's that, that's that guy to get the job done. I'm not so sure. Nobody's really coming to mind right now that I can think of. Teofimo ain't the guy. Subriel, someone of that ilk. That's perfect. But when you start talking about Subriel, now you're talking, Subriel's a champion. Jeremiah Ponce, that's someone that you could put him in the ring with. That would be a really good test for him. That'd be a really good test for him. He's another Argentine. So those are the quality fighters I feel like they need to be, just their pressure is a little bit more effective. It's a little bit more methodical and calculated. When I look at Gustavo Limon, is I'm looking at a dude who's a lot, who's open. He's loading up on the shots, even in the pocket. Just his guard is compromised, but he has the dude just so bent completely to his will that he can just walk in there with his hand completely at his side and get a shot off because the dude is so he's on the retreat. He's trying to get away from the fire. He's trying to get away. You dig? Like, I don't think he's the guy. I think he's the guy to bring a certain animal out of Richardson Hitchens early on. But as the fight wanes, and he can't cut the ring off from Hitchens. Hitchens is consistently spinning him and turning him and forcing him to reset, and he doesn't have the feet to necessarily reset with him. That's gonna cause frustration, and I think eventually he's just gonna start. He's gonna put up his high guard and just walk and just march forward. I do that in the gym. You did like, all right, man. I don't have the gas tank, man. I'm tired now, and nah, okay, yo, just all right. I'm just about to just get tough. You just gonna have to beat the shit out of me. So I do that, and I think that's what eventually he's going to revert to. He's eventually going to revert to that, man. And I don't think Richardson is about to go in here and stop this dude or nothing like that. But I do think he's going to outclass around about the 6th round. That pressure, because you literally see a breaking point with a lot of in a lot of these fights. You see a breaking point with these fighters where it's like they take that sigh of frustration and they realize, all right, bro, like I just cannot pin this dude to the rope. I can't catch him in the middle of the ring neither. Like, what the fuck? I can't open up because every time I open up, I'm getting countered. I'm getting clipped in between the punches. So I don't, I think that's eventually what's going to end up happening in this fight. That's what's going to end up happening in this fight. And it's going to be Richardson Hitchens is going to find himself in cruise control in the middle rounds. He's going to, there's going to be spurts and pockets of success from Lemos later on in the fight. But I just think it's going to be, too far in between. I could be wrong. I definitely could be wrong. But when I'm looking at them, I'm like, man, I don't know, man. I don't know. I just feel like, for that pressure style to be effective amongst a pure boxer, you have to consistently, you got to be in front of somebody like that, at a reasonably high level. So even like, just look at, I'm confident in Virgil Ortiz's pressure fighting because of how he did Michael McKinson. Is Michael McKinson, who's a more fleet-footed fighter? Is Michael McKinson, goddamn, who could you say? I'm not sure. Just a pure boxer. I'm not saying that he's super, high level fleet-footed or nothing like that, but he had, he understands I'm at a disadvantage as far as punching power goes. So I have to use my other tools. I have to use my brain. I have to use my feet. So I can launch a 3-shot burst, and I know I can't risk planting my feet and going balls to the wall with you. So I'm gonna have to hit you with something and get right back out. And he did that, and he kept Virgil Ortiz off balance for I don't know how many rounds, but eventually Virgil lifted that man up off his feet with a body shot and got rid of him. That's why I have the type of faith in Virgil Ortiz as a pressure fighter, because I've seen how this isn't the best grade of a pure boxer, but he was good enough and fleet-footed enough to where, I know where he stands at as a pressure fighter. Especially when you consider somebody who was off for as long as he was off for, and I don't think he's ever fought somebody that fleet-footed before. He was able to go on a hunt and get rid of him. Capture his prey, step on him. Lemon hasn't been in a fight like that, not to my knowledge. And if he did go and fight a fleet-footed fighter, I don't think it was such a fleet-footed fighter where it's like, yo, man, I don't know how this dude is going to be able to cut off the ring from this guy. He's a brawler. He's an entertaining fighter, man. He's definitely an entertaining fighter. So I'm not, trying to clap at him or nothing like that, but I don't think he has the feet and the dexterity to really, spin out and stay in front of Richardson Hitchens. I don't think he has I think he has good catch and shoot counters, yeah. But, his head is on the line. He's straight down the line. He switch hits as well. I don't think it's like super prolific switch hitting. But look at Tyson. You know what I'm saying? I'm giving a lot of examples or whatever, man. But, I don't want to come off like I'm babbling. But Tyson switch hit. But, Tyson was also coming up under shots. And he will overshoot on the shot trying to get in and close the distance. He's comfortable out of the southpaw stance to where it's like, all right, sometimes I want my right hand to be in front so I can hit you. This is my big hand. This is my power hand. So I want that shot to be the shot that I'm hitting you with, and I'm not covering as much distance. I want to jab you. I want to use it as the lead hook. So Tyson would switch hit as well. I watched him switch hit. He may, that could potentially be a thorn in the side of Richardson Hitchens. But I'm not so sure, bro. We'll know for sure when they get in the ring and mix it up. But as of now, I gotta go with Richardson Hitchens, man. I gotta go with Richardson Hitchens. I gotta go with Richardson Hitchens. He has the right style to deal with a Richardson Hitchens. I just don't think that he's competed at the highest level with that style. I don't think he's competed at the at the highest level with that style. I think it's gonna take a higher grade of pressure fighter to be able to deal with the Richardson Hitchens. And that's just how the fuck I'm feeling about it, man. I'm nonetheless. I want to see how he does, because like I said, this is a fight that this is the style of fight that he needs. He needs to be able to deal with somebody, so that he can deal with somebody who's making it uncomfortable and fighting in the phone booth, putting his forehead in his chest and forcing him to bite down and fight. He needs this type of fight. And Limon is not a dude like he may fuck around and just the minute he closes distance, I'm gonna take a shot to give one. I'm gonna take a shot to give one. Yeah, you're outscoring me, man, but I'm not slowing down. I'm coming at you, and I'm looking to end your career. He needs that. We need that. So I'm going with Richardson Hitchens in this fight, man. Going with Richardson Hitchens. I'm excited for the fight. I'm happy that the fight card is dope. Scott Nicholson is on the card. Diego Pacheco is on the card. I'm looking forward to this weekend's fights. And it just so happens to be my son's birthday party, so it's gonna be a festive Saturday. And niggas don't gotta work on weekends, man. So salute to the job for that. So yeah, man, that's pretty much all I gotta say. That's how I'm feeling about it, man. I'm looking, great fight. Y'all let me know what the fuck y'all think. Let me know if I'm wilding, if I'm babbling a little too much. Like and subscribe, and that's what it is, man. So I'll get with y'all later, yo. Y'all stay righteous, be easy, and all that. Stay dangerous. Doses.